The fire crackled, sending sparks into the night sky. Shadows danced in the flickering light, creating an almost hypnotic effect. We huddled closer, our faces reflecting the dancing flames, our eyes wide with anticipation. I leaned forward, my face etched with years of experience and countless stories. My voice, a low rumble, broke the silence. I had their undivided attention. They were about to hear a tale, one that would linger in their minds long after the fire had died down. A tale that haunted this very forest, whispered among the trees and carried by the wind. I had seen a lot in my time. Years spent patrolling the vast wilderness had hardened me, but also made me wise. But some stories never left you. They stayed with you, etched in your memory. They clung to you like the morning mist, refusing to dissipate. The story I was about to tell was one such story, a tale that had haunted me for years. It was about a man, a lone wanderer in the wilderness. His journal was left behind, and I remember vividly what he had written in this journal, for I have told this tale many times before. An experienced overlander named Greg Walker, known for his rugged determination, and it was about his chilling disappearance in the dense, unforgiving wilderness of Devil's Ridge, a place feared by many. I cleared my throat, the silence amplifying the gesture, making it seem louder than it was. My eyes, filled with a deep sadness and a hint of fear, scanned the faces of my audience. I knew what awaited them on the trails tomorrow. I felt a responsibility, a duty to protect them, a duty to warn them, to prepare them for the unpredictable wilderness that lay ahead. This story, I began, my voice barely a whisper, is not just a story. It's a warning, a cautionary tale for all who dare to venture into the unknown. I was no amateur. As a seasoned overlander, I was known for my meticulous planning and my respect for the wild. I knew the mountains like the back of my hand, or so I thought. This time I was venturing into uncharted territory, the foreboding Devil's Ridge, a place whispered to be haunted, a place most avoided. My goal was simple, the first solo expedition across the ridge, a challenging feat, even for the most experienced. I had charted my course, packed my gear, and was prepared for anything, or so I thought. In my meticulous planning, I had overlooked the warnings, the stories from locals, stories that spoke of strange occurrences, of disappearances, stories I had dismissed as folklore. I would soon learn the hard way. The mountains held secrets, dark secrets. My journey began like any other. The forest welcomed me with the symphony of birdsong. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, painting the forest floor in dappled light. Yet, as I ventured deeper, a strange unease crept upon me. I found remnants of old settlements, decaying cabins, rusted tools, and faded clothes scattered about, swallowed by the relentless wilderness. A chill ran down my spine as I examined the items. They were old, older than they should be, considering the area was said to be uninhabited for centuries. I started noticing strange symbols etched into the trees, symbols I didn't recognize, yet felt eerily familiar. They seemed to watch me. A creeping paranoia began to set in. The forest no longer felt welcoming. It felt oppressive, like an unseen entity was watching my every move. On the second day, things took a sinister turn. The once comforting sounds of the forest transformed into an eerie silence. The birds stopped singing, and even the rustling of leaves ceased. A silence so profound it hummed in my ears, making me acutely aware of my own heartbeat. It was broken only by the sound of my own breath and the crunch of leaves beneath my boots. Then I found it, a lone hiking boot lying in the middle of the trail. It was an odd sight, out of place in the otherwise undisturbed forest. It was brand new, in pristine condition, except it was empty. No signs of struggle, no footprints leading away. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows, the forest came alive. Not with the usual nocturnal sounds, but with whispers. faint, almost imperceptible at first. Whispers that seemed to come from all around me, growing louder with each passing moment. Whispers in a language I couldn't understand, yet sent shivers down my spine. I felt a presence. Something was watching me. Something unseen lurking in the shadows. I could feel its eyes on me, cold and unblinking. Something not of this world. An unearthly presence that defied explanation. The third night brought with it a terror I could never have imagined. As I huddled in my tent, the whispers returned. Louder this time, more insistent. The fabric of my tent ripped open. Standing over me, bathed in the pale moonlight, was a figure. Tall, gaunt, with eyes that glowed with an eerie light. Its skin was stretched taut over its bones, giving it a skeletal appearance. I froze. My breath caught in my throat, my mind struggling to process the impossible. The creature leaned closer, its breath cold on my face, and then it was gone. Vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving me in a state of sheer terror. I knew then that I was in over my head, that I had stumbled onto something ancient, something evil. The fourth day was a blur. Panic had set in. My face etched with terror, I stumbled through the forest, desperate to escape the nightmare. The whispers were constant now, a cacophony of voices assaulting my sanity. I was surrounded. They were everywhere. In the trees, in the shadows, just beyond the reach of my vision. Nightfall brought no respite. The creatures, for there were now many of them, surrounded my tent, their glowing eyes piercing the darkness. I could feel their cold, dead eyes on me, watching my every move. They were toying with me, hurting me, like a predator with its prey. My journal entries, once filled with meticulous observations, became frantic scribbles, a testament to my unraveling sanity. The last entry in Greg's journal sent chills down my spine. It was as if the words themselves were haunted, carrying the weight of a dark secret. It spoke of the creatures leading him to a cliff, their whispers becoming commands. Then silence. An eerie, unsettling silence that seemed to echo through the pages. The journal, found lying open beside his abandoned campsite, was the only trace left of Greg Walker. His belongings scattered, as if he had left in a hurry. We scoured the area for weeks, but found no sign of him. We combed every inch of the forest, but it was as if Greg had simply vanished into thin air. No body, no backpack, no trace. The forest floor remained undisturbed, as if it had swallowed him whole. He had vanished without a trace, swallowed whole by the wilderness. The dense underbrush and towering trees seemed to guard their secrets jealously. I paused, letting the weight of my words sink in. The gravity of the situation was palpable, and the silence that followed was heavy with unspoken fears. The fire crackled, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the captivated hikers. Each flicker of the flame seemed to tell a story of its own. The mountain, I finally spoke, my voice low and grave, holds many secrets, secrets best left undisturbed. The mist-covered peaks loomed ominously in the distance, secrets that claimed Greg Walker. Heed my warning, folks. Respect the wild. The forest is not just a place, it is a living, breathing entity. And for your own sake, steer clear of Devil's Ridge. The dangers are real and the consequences unforgiving. Please like and subscribe for more stories to come.